comes the man, hot damn.
What's going on, dancers? This is Jam, and welcome back to a brand new locking tutorial. Now in this video, what I'm gonna teach you is how to lock to any type of music. Now when you break out of locking just to funk music, you can start to really understand how deep the style can go. Locking actually is a very, very versatile style if you understand how to adapt the movements to the different types of music. Now, when you're locking into funk music, there is a certain type of pattern, there's a certain type of cadence, there are certain rhythms that the style generally falls in, and that's just because part of the movement is also based on the musicality of the time of the music that you're dancing to. So if we want to expand our locking and make it even more versatile, what we need to learn how to do is understand the essence of different types of music and how to apply our locking vocabulary on top of that. So the first principle to understand when you're locking to different type of music is learning how to find the essence. Every single song, every single type of genre is going to have a certain type of essence that goes with it. And this essence is what informs the movement. Understanding how to tap into the feeling of the music is going to help you understand how to move to that music. So basically, the essence is the deep feeling of the music that informs your body how to move. So how do we find the essence? The first thing is to understand that it starts with an internal feeling. So it always is going to start on the inside, and it's that first initial reaction to the music that makes you move. Now this can be different depending on the music, it's going to be different depending on what type of dancer you are and how you just interpret that music. But the best way to start is with your head. So right when you hear that music, if it makes you bob your head in a certain way, what I do is I find that feeling and I let that be my guide right away. So I trust my intuition about how I'm interpreting that music the first time that I hear it. So I start with my head, and however that music makes me want to move my head, that music will inform how I want to start moving my body. So me personally, I usually start with my head because I always like to say the music starts in your head because of your ears. You hear it in your head first, and your head starts to rock. Your head starts to find that feeling. And as you start moving your head, then you kind of get your body involved, right? And then you start getting that groove involved. Once I hear that music, the first thing that my body wants to do, I just trust that. I trust my intuition in the music and I let that carry me through. So after we find the essence of the music, this is where we start to expand it into our locking vocabulary. So for example, I hear the music and this is the feeling that I get from it. I'm here. I trust this feeling and I let this ride, and as I add in my movement, now I have a feeling and I have the movement on top of that feeling. So as I'm moving through my round, what I'm focused on is keeping that feeling that I had initially, right? So that is my rudder, that is my compass in the song. And then all I do is I add my locking vocabulary on top of that feeling, and that carries me through my round. All right, so the second principle to understanding how to lock to any type of music is find the cadence. So every song has a certain type of cadence, which includes its unique tempo and rhythm. So to put it simply, the cadence is the combination of timing and rhythm within a song. Now, every style also has its own fundamental cadence, and it's usually based on the music that it was created for. So the first thing that I do when I'm trying to find the cadence of a song is I listen for 3 different fundamental timings that'll help inform how I want to move to it. So the first one is 1, 2, or whole counts. So if I hear the song and it has more of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's slower on that pace, then I know to inform my movement to move at that pace. Some songs have a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and that's kind of more their cadence, more on a double time cadence. And the last one is also a double time cadence, but it has more of an inflection on the and. So it'll be more like and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. So the key here is to find where the emphasis is rhythmically in the music, and that is going to help you determine what the cadence is. So now it's really important to understand that locking has its own fundamental cadence. And this is because of the music that it was birthed to. Locking generally has a double time cadence with the emphasis on the 1. Right? And that's where the funk comes from, because we're on the 1. So the way that you can think of it rhythmically is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So the emphasis is on those whole counts, and then we have that and in between. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? Now this is important to understand because locking has its own cadence. Sometimes it doesn't always make sense to do that fundamental cadence to the song you're listening to. You're gonna find sometimes when you try to follow that fundamental cadence to a certain song, there's going to be a mismatch. This is why it's very important to understand what the cadence of the song is, and that cadence is going to determine how you're gonna move in locking. So learn how to separate these different cadences and how to match your locking into a new type of cadence. Okay, now that we have found the essence of the music, we have found the cadence of the music, now it's time to put all of it together. So when I'm locking to different types of music, I'm not just throwing away all of my fundamentals and throwing away all of the foundational rhythmic parts of the dance and just dancing only to what I'm hearing in the music. I like to find a blend between both. I like to try to preserve the style of locking while mixing in the feelings and the essence and the cadence of the music that I'm listening to. So for example, if I have a song that makes me feel like this, if I find that this is my essence and my cadence is boom, ka, boom, ka, this is gonna inform my locking, ka, boom, ka, like that. And then as I'm doing that, I'll add in boom, my Scooby-Doo. I'll add in my steps and boom, ka, boom, ka. You can even match those steps with the cadences as well to create even more creativity. So this is the part where it's very experimental. You're learning how to be more versatile with your locking by locking in a way that isn't fundamental while adding in and connecting all of the fundamentals in that. And to me, this is where locking gets really, really fun because now it becomes so much more expansive. Now, if you want to go even deeper in learning how to lock to any type of music, be sure to check out the new training that I have in my subscription here on YouTube. In this training, I walk you through step by step on how to find the essence, find the cadence, and match it with locking. So if you want to take your training to the next level, hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you in that training. Thank you for checking out this tutorial. I hope that it has helped you, and if it has, feel free to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you want more videos like this. Also, leave me a comment and let me know your feedback on this video and any other videos that you want to see in the future. That's it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.